Spectacle Island. Most people see it as just another stretch of land off the coast of the Commonwealth. Isolated, quiet, easy to forget. But isolation is exactly why it was chosen. Long before the war, Vault-Tec constructed both a prison facility on the island and a small vault beneath it. Vault-Tec believed radiation would reshape humanity. The question wasn't whether humans would mutate, but whether mutation could be controlled. Inside the vault, prisoners were subject to radiation exposure, genetic experimentation. The objective was to engineer a new kind of human, one capable of resisting radiation, regenerating damaged organs and tissue, and dramatically slowing the aging process. After activating the beryllium agitator in the reactor, the Institute's limitations disappeared. Energy was no longer a constraint, and expansion became inevitable. Hidden facilities began appearing across the Commonwealth. Spectacle Island was one of them. Just off to the side of the entrance is a small synth guard post. This station becomes the first reaction point. Inside there's a small, compact, quick response armory stocked with Institute weaponry. Along the interior walls are several synth charging stations for older gen synths. When they're not actively patrolling, they stand docked here, silent and unmoving, waiting for their next directive. Moving past the gate is the main courtyard. The prison structure dominates the space. Built from heavy concrete and steel, the central entrance sits at the top of the stairs, framed by reinforced walls and elevated walkways. On either side, smaller buildings sit lower into the sand, partially surrounded by fencing. The towers overlook the entire area, giving clear lines of sight across the courtyard. Just off the courtyard is the communication center, small and unassuming, but this is where the island stays connected to the Institute's underground facility. From inside this room, operators maintain a direct encrypted link below. Orders move back and forth constantly. This is also the command point for the synth patrols across the island. Every route adjustment, every response to a disturbance, every redeployment order is issued from here. Just a few feet up the hill from the communication center is a synth repair station. This is where damaged units are brought for assessment and restoration. Patrol synths take fire, suffer mechanical failures, or show irregularities are routed here immediately. They are repaired, recalibrated, and returned to duty. Just beyond the repair station is the warehouse complex, a compact two-story structure that keeps the facility supplied. The lower levels store replacement synth components, limbs, processors, servos, wiring. Crates of parts are cataloged and stacked. If something breaks, the solution is already on a shelf. Alongside that are the basics: ammunition, weapons, maintenance tools, everything needed to reinforce security at a moment's notice. The upper levels are reserved for the human staff food rations, medical supplies, and materials allocated for research and experimentation. And on the roof is a vertibird landing pad, allowing for synths to quickly respond to any emergency on the island. We've reached the main prison structure. Through the front doors is the primary cell block, but first we are heading to the control room. From here, staff monitor live feeds from every camera inside the prison. Cell interiors, corridors, entry points, there's no blind spots. Every movement is recorded and every interaction observed. Communications from the island route through this room as well, keeping command staff in constant contact with external security in the institute below. Most importantly, this is where the cells are controlled. Leaving the control room, we move upstairs. Directly above it is the facility's primary armory, a small, secure space. Inside, energy rifles, sidearms, ammunition, and tactical equipment stored in locked racks. Every item is logged, and every reserve is accounted for. Routine checks ensure that all equipment is ready at a moment's notice. This is where synth units prepare before their patrols. Weapons are checked, systems are calibrated, and assignments are confirmed. When a response is required, deployment begins here. Next we move to the reactor room. The space is small, but it's essential. This is where the facility draws its power. Every system, every door, every camera, every automated patrol relies on the output from this single source. Access is strictly limited. Only trained personnel may enter. Routine checks ensure the system remains stable. Even a minor disruption here could ripple throughout the entire facility. Now we enter the main prison cell block. This is the heart of the facility, and it is heavily defended. At the center stands a reinforced observation tower. Synth units monitor every corridor and every cell. There are no blind spots, every movement is recorded, every interaction observed. The cells are arranged around the tower, forming a controlled perimeter. Automated doors and security systems respond instantly to any breaches. Access is tightly restricted, and patrols move methodically along every aisle. Next is the selection chamber. Inmates are brought here to be scanned and assessed. Every vital sign, every hormone response, every stress reaction is recorded. Blood samples are taken to determine radiation levels, along other markers. Those with low radiation levels are identified as high value and flagged for potential cloning. Next we enter the cloning labs. This is where the data is collected in the selection chamber and put into practice. Tissue samples, blood, and organ biopsies are harvested from selected inmates. Every sample is cataloged, sequenced, and stored. DNA is analyzed with precision, each strand logged for future use. Some of these samples are used in cloning experiments, embryos grown in vitro, carefully monitored and recorded throughout the process. Connected directly to the cloning labs is a storage room. This is where all biological material is kept, cataloged, and preserved. Shelves and secure racks hold blood vials, tissue samples, and organ biopsies. DNA sequences are stored in labeled containers, each carefully logged into the system. The room is silent, save for the quiet hum of refrigeration systems. Every sample is accounted for, every specimen is preserved, nothing is wasted. Inmates are brought here to wait before being transferred into the biology labs. The space is stark and confined, with no comforts beyond the bare essentials needed to contain them. Beyond the holding area, we enter the biology labs. This is where the Institute experiments not only on humans, but also creatures from across the Commonwealth. The work here is designed to enhance both synth and human biology, to push their capabilities beyond natural limits. Some experiments attempt to replicate the chameleon-like abilities of Deathclaws, integrating them into synths or humans, subjects to achieve invisibility without the use of stealth boys. Others study the unique traits of glowing ones, attempting to understand and harness their ability to revive dead ghouls. The labs are clinical, precise, and methodical. Every specimen is cataloged, every reaction monitored, and every outcome recorded. Next, we move into the mind control labs. This is where the Institute's focus shifts from body to mind. Inmates are brought in and are implanted with neural chips designed to bend their thoughts and actions to the Institute's will. Every procedure is precise, every implant calibrated to ensure obedience and efficiency. In addition to direct neural manipulation, the labs develop chemical agents, sleep-inducing compounds capable of seducing or even transferring individuals into Institute sleeper agents. Experiments are controlled, monitored, and documented meticulously. Every reaction, every behavioral change is recorded. Located on the third floor of the facility is a lead scientist's room. Dr. Venn, appointed by Synth Retention Bureau to manage operations on the island. Under his supervision, much of what occurs here is carefully controlled, including what information leaves the facility. Not everything conducted on the island reaches the Institute. The room is modest but noticeably more comfortable than the surrounding labs. An oval desk sits at the center with tables, couches, and chairs arranged along the walls, and shelves hold bottles of alcohol, and a small coffee station rests in the corner. A private section in the back serves as a personal quarters, allowing the facility's overseer to remain on site for extended periods of time. Next is the scientist's quarters. This is where the prison's human staff sleep and continue their research between shifts. The space is compact and utilitarian. Bunk beds line the walls, stacked to maximize occupancy. Workstations are positioned in the room, allowing research to continue even off the main lab floor. Data is reviewed, notes are updated, results are refined. Connected directly to the scientist's quarters is the cafeteria. Metal tables are arranged in clean rows, trays are stacked neatly near the counter, coffee machines hum softly in the background, staff move in and out between rotation, trading quiet conversations over measured portions and carefully scheduled breaks. Conversations stay professional, trial results, behavioral data, and containment updates. The lighting here is warmer than in the laboratories. It's designed to reduce strain and maintain focus, comfort within limits. Hidden behind the central tower in the main cell block is a small elevator. It leads directly to an underground vault built by Vault-Tec long before the Institute claimed the site. The vault is used for a dark and highly secret experiment, one that a facility does not reveal. Access is strictly controlled, and only authorized personnel are permitted entry. When the Institute discovered the vault, they didn't dismantle it. They preserved much of its structure and quietly integrated it into the prison complex above. A vault where some of the Institute's most secret research continues, far away from the eyes of the Commonwealth. This is where the Institute continues the work first started by Vault-Tec. The research here focuses on a serum, the Atlas strain, designed to make humans resistant to radiation while allowing the body to regenerate damaged tissue, organs, and even lost limbs, and prolonging human life. Vault-Tec never completed the experiment. Shortly before the bombs fell, the inmates discovered they were being used as test subjects. A riot broke out, and the vault sealed itself, only recently opened by the Institute. Next is the radiation testing lab. Here, Institute scientists begin controlled exposure trials. Radiation is first administered through injection, allowing the researchers to observe how the subject's internal organs respond and whether the Atlas strain protects against cellular breakdown. Further testing takes place inside a sealed chamber. Radioactive gas is released. The phase is designed to test the body's external resistance, how well the lungs, skin, and overall psychology withstand direct radiation exposure. Next is a limb and organ regeneration laboratory. Here the Institute tests the Atlas strain's most ambitious function, the body's ability to repair itself. Limbs, organs, damaged tissues are observed as they regrow, monitored for speed, stability, and integration with the subject's existing biology. This lab is precise and clinical. Every experiment is recorded, every reaction logged. It's here that the serum's potential is measured, not just for survival, but for complete biological restoration. Next is a DNA and blood laboratory. This is where the Institute analyzes every sample taken from subjects. Blood tissue and DNA are examined to track how Atlas strains interacts with the body at a molecular level. Every reaction, every change is cataloged and recorded. The lab allows scientists to monitor cellular regeneration, identify potential side effects, and refine the serum with precision. Next, we enter the containment chamber for Subject Infinite. The room is stark and clinical, dominated by a reinforced holding unit where the subject remains restrained. Electrodes, monitoring devices, and life support systems continuously track every heartbeat, every cellular response, and every subtle change in the body. Subject Infinite is the only successful test from Vault-Tec's original experiments, the one who survived and adapted as intended. The Institute continues to study and experiment on him, attempting to replicate the results and perfect the Atlas strain. No other subject has come close. The chamber represents the culmination of centuries of research beneath Spectacle Island. Every procedure, every observation, every adjustment is focused on one human. Living proof of Vault-Tec's ambition and the Institute's unwilling pursuit of control. It's a reminder of the extreme lengths taken to shape humanity in the post-nuclear world.